Yes, hello tradies. It is the air raid siren. It's the time of the week where Mitch and I get to talk about footy that's not necessarily trade related. We are brought to you by the Melbourne Racing Club. Hearts will race again this Sportsbet Caulfield Cup final. It's October 11 to 18. Mitch and I were both at the Guineas. We are both going to the Caulfield Cup, I believe.
Oh, you're in.
I am in.
Doing the double.
Are you committee room again?
No, I'll just be out and about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Were we going to catch up this time?
I'm going with a couple of mates, so I don't know if I'll have time with you.
Couple of mates. Oh, a bit like last time you were with Bucks. You didn't have time for me.
Well, no, these are my sort of schoolmates. Melbourne Racing Club been very kind.
Hang on.
What?
Are you sort of
I don't know
looking after your friends or?
I'm not sure whether being given tickets by the MRC meant I was supposed to take you, but I've decided not to. So this
Given
is
they're looking after us,
Yep.
You'd think that they may have reached out for me.
Well, maybe they reached out to the captain, hoping that it'd be passed on. Anyway, put my foot in it there, haven't I? Hey, I want to talk about
exactly. There's like 5 captains trying to leave their clubs right now.
Would I leave for a higher paying podcast? Is the question.
Oh.
And the answer is, Link, you have to do what's best for you. Hey, semi-serious siren from me, Mitch. I want to talk about Elijah Hollands.
Yeah.
So Pete Ryan wrote what I think might be one of the stories of the year.
Yep.
And I'm just talking about, I know there's great breaking stories and all that sort of stuff, but I'm talking purely as a back-to-front article, start to finish. The quotes, the sensitivity around it, amazing story. But it wasn't that long ago, towards the start of the trade period starting to heat up, that Michael Voss, the Carlton coach, went on SEN and was specifically asked about Elijah Hollands, and this was his response.
So it wouldn't be about ability, Vossi, with him, because when he plays, he's shown something that you don't have. So you're disappointed with off-field stuff that's led to this?
Absolutely. We've been a little bit disappointed with how it's transpired across the whole year. He's been quite an important player to us, and he's over the course of the previous year, he obviously had a real influence on the way we played, but the year hasn't gone the way we want it with Lige, and I guess the conversation was to, if there's another place that is going to get the best out of you, mate, then this is the time to go look for that.
So I then read Pete's article over the weekend, where Elijah, very bravely I might add, opens up about a real battle he's had with alcohol, and how he had told Pete that he heard the rumours that he was just out partying all the time.
Yep.
And that, while he didn't necessarily say that that hasn't been an issue, that the main cause of it has been his alcoholism that he's dealt with for quite some time, and that a large chunk of it has been sitting at home by himself drinking. So these are the quotes that he says to Pete. A big part of this year has just been walking around with guilt and shame. It was hard to bite that bullet and make the decision to go away again in the mid-season and take some leave. I was feeling like I was letting so many people down, not being able to be at the club and available for my family and friends. Now, that is a guy who is flagging a really significant problem that he's had. Adding further context to that, when he was recruited from Gold Coast, it was, I think, in the midst of a court case in which he was found to have drugs on him, I think.
And he only got a 1-year deal by the Blues.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was come prove yourself and then we'll top you up.
Yeah. And so what I'm trying to say is it's not as though Carlton thought that they were getting a choir boy and they ended up just being a rat bag.
Yep.
So he's painted a picture that, look, I've got a real problem here. I ended up needing to go to the club and say I needed help. He talked about a game halfway through the year that they were playing Sydney, and he basically had a full-blown panic attack. He couldn't breathe. He went to the psych and was like, I don't know what to do. That's when he decided to take some extra leave. Now, that's a guy with some really challenging issues that he's put his hand up and told the club about. Something doesn't add up here. I don't know what it is, and I'm not taking sides.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that anyone's lying, but what I would say to you is that it's what's not being said that is the interesting part here.
Yeah.
Because I think, and this is not about Carlton, right? It's not necessarily about Carlton. I think clubs pick and choose with how they deal with personal issues of players, right? Sometimes they'll come out and say his mental health and well-being is the most important thing. That's what they'll say on one hand.
And Carlton said that all year with Elijah.
And on the other hand, it's hey, sorry you're dealing with these problems. We don't really want to have anything to do with it anymore. See you later. Geelong, for me, and Sydney seem to be the two teams that unapologetically prioritise their ability to improve the team on the field, and they deal with everything else in the background.
Tyson Stengel's one example from last year.
Bailey Smith.
Yep.
Both guys who had checkered pasts that were very public, and Geelong have basically come out and said, we're recruiting them, we think we can turn you into an absolute star. Most of the time it works. Now, Elijah's performance in big games, including finals, have been excellent for Carlton. He's clearly a bloke that they need. So I'm not sure I accept, with 1 year left on your deal, it's all become too hard, see you later. Like, you either support your people or you don't, particularly when you know the issues that they arrive with from the club. Something doesn't add up
All
here.
I'll say is, and I'm not taking sides either, but Michael Voss has seen a lot to come to that quote that we just heard from.
Sure.
And
Yeah, he doesn't fly
are we
off the
getting the
handle.
full picture from Elijah?
Probably, well, are we getting the full picture from both parties? The answer is probably not.
No.
Are we owed the full picture? The answer is probably not. Mental health issues should be dealt with personally and privately. All I'm saying is that I'm trying to have an open and transparent discussion about it now that Elijah has had the courage to come in and talk about it himself.
Yeah. And absolutely well played to Elijah.
I 100% agree. And I hope for
And I
this,
think-
I'm not going to call him a kid because he's not. For this young man, wherever his life takes him,
It's been an incredibly delicate year for him too.
I hope that it all works out.
Yeah.
I really do. And I've talked about like this with Jamar as well. But footy for these guys is clearly an outlet. And this guy can play, mate. Like, he's a serious talent. So I just hoped that Carlton's answer would, unless something has happened that we're not privy to, which is very possible, I just hoped Carlton's response would be, well, we know he had issues, but we think he's worth it.
Yeah.
And we're going to work with him to do everything we possibly can to make sure that the next time we are playing in a big final, he's there representing us.
And he is contracted for next year, to be
he is.
clear. This is not a guy out of contract.
That sounds like they could even, I mean, you raised this a couple of weeks ago, they could sever it.
Yeah.
What a sad situation. Anyway, I just want to talk about that.
Yep.
You?
What did you make of the timing of Elijah speaking? Was this, because he's been asked to explore his options, was that one last chance to put it out there to tell other clubs, hey, I'm not a party boy?
Felt like, to me, that a PR play from his management, which I think has worked perfectly, to be honest. Like, I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
And if anything, he's just been open and upfront about what he's dealing with. I can't imagine what it would be like dealing with alcoholism when you're sitting by yourself trying to deal with your pain and not tell anyone about it. It must be an extremely lonely place, particularly for someone who's in the public eye.
Given you raised this, do you think clubs are in their right mind to back in a player who's got more ability on field than, like, if players in the top 10 on your list compared to your bottom 10 on your list?
No doubt. Unfortunately, that's just a game.
Yeah.
It shouldn't necessarily be like that, but we're in the wins and losses business. If this player is, it's the old saying, Mitch, is the juice worth the squeeze? If all the effort of getting him to the footy field is worth what he puts on after it, the bigger conversation to this is, do we enable these sort of lifestyles by just getting them to the end of the line to just play footy? Now, I think that's a very worthwhile conversation. What should be the priority of the AFL? Is it to make them the best footballers as possible or to make them the best people? I think that's a fascinating sociological question. Probably not one we can answer right now, but it's not easy. This stuff's not easy.
I'm going on light of you for my air raid for this week.
Okay, like it.
And last week, the Cats had the audit around their finances and their third-party dealings. I reckon it's time for an audit around best and fairest voting. But not only at Geelong, but also Collingwood and Chris, the Craig McRae, Cameron Dacos situation. So Bailey Smith wins alongside Noah Anderson, the Coaches Association MVP at the end of the year.
Yep.
103 votes for Bailey Smith, equal with Noah Anderson. Max Holmes has 84, finishes 19 votes behind him. Yet Max Holmes wins the Cats Best and Fairest ahead of Bailey Smith.
Yep.
Chris Scott votes on every Best and Fairest and every Coaches Association for Bailey Smith and Max Holmes.
Yep.
Yet when it comes to the Coaches Association, he has 23 votes on Smith and Holmes and he has 23 other coaches voting on their games. How can it be that because Chris Scott has the exact 50-50 on that he is so far and away Max Holmes the winner in the BNF and Bailey Smith's so far and away the best winner of the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I don't disagree. It sounds suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate here. Is it possible that Chris would have different categories? Like, do they prioritise different things in the Geelong BNF about whether you won your one-on-one, whether you played your role,
all that,
versus maybe Bailey had more impact on the game per se?
Yeah.
I know what you mean, though. It's weird.
And then you get to Darcy Cameron.
It's fishy.
Nick Dacos has 96 votes in the Coaches Association. Darcy Cameron not even in the top 20. And I didn't have time to go and calculate all his votes. But Cameron wins the BNF.
He's not even the best ruckman on the list. Unbelievable.
Wins the BNF and Dacos runs second, but yet is so far and away the best voter in the Coaches Association.
I got to say, I got.
Where are we at with all this?
I got a real problem that Nick Dacos is so far and away the best player in the comp, but didn't win the Brownlow, didn't start on the All-Australian team field, and didn't even win his own best and fairest. I got real problems with that.
Is he a victim of his own high standards?
Maybe. He had a much better year than Darcy Cameron.
So Collingwood's BNF is max 20 votes per game. The 5 coaches all go 0 to 4. So the 5 coaches vote in the BNF, and it's spat out an average of about 2.6 for Cameron and 2.5 out of 4 for Dacos.
It's probably good
I
for
think
Darcy
we need to
Cameron.
look into these things because
fair.
you can't be having such a skewed result in the Coaches Association and a different result in the BNF. The one thing I will say about the Geelong BNF is, I think they still do this, they don't do it in Collingwood's, is they take out the bottom, your worst 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
So it allows the players to be rested. There was a time in the year when I think Nick Dacos needed a rest. Now, I'm not saying he was playing for the BNF, but to take that out and to take that headache
Changes
out, it does change it up a bit.
Don't you get invited to the Geelong BNF?
I get invited to a few.
But to the Geelong one?
Yeah.
This year?
Not specifically. It's always, hey, you can stay around if you want after your crosses.
Well, that's different. I'm talking about letters in the mail or email. How many of the 18, how many did you get invited to this year?
I got invited to the Western Bulldogs.
There's one.
Collingwood.
Did sound like a lot of people got invited to the Western Bulldogs one, though.
It did.
Yep.
I declined.
Mine must have been lost in the mail.
Yeah. Maybe your relationships with the dogs need to.
Well, maybe me and a mate need to sit down and talk.
Oh. Collingwood. I don't think
You got invited to Collingwood?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I didn't get a formal invite to the Cats one that I'm aware of. But you can go as a working media to all of them if you want.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about pure invites. So you got 2.
As far as I can tell.
Okay.
You?
0.
That was just a way. You wanted to answer that so you can get that out there.
Pretty much. It's okay. I'll just sit on the couch with them.
Do you know why they don't?
Because they don't like me.
Because they read what you wrote about the Brownlow and complained about your seat. They just wanted to avoid that.
I don't want to go down that. It's too soon, and when I write a book one day, it'll be a chapter in it.
Far out. Imagine your book.
Yeah, I don't think many people would read it.
Yeah.
A few people might hate read it.
Yeah.
It's like when you hate watch a show.
Geez, there'd be some clickbait in it. Like,
Would there?
Yeah.
You think I'm clickbaitable?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be.
I'd love read it, Sam.
Thanks, Link. Link's the one. That does us for the Air Raid Siren. All brought to you by the Melbourne Racing Club. Mitch and I will both be at the Caulfield Cup on the weekend, which will mean
It's a
it'll
great
be the
vibe there.
second week in a row that we are at the same track and don't see each other. See you next week.